Homeland Security investigations New York and LA were both involved, so we executed the search warrant together. Okay, here's an exhibit. Please publish it. So the exhibit goes up. What is this? 200 South Mapleton Drive. And what are these other buildings? Sauna, recording studio. What rooms of this house and this residence were searched? The agent said all of them. All rooms were searched. I'm going to look up 200 South Mapleton.
I ain't even gonna hold you. Let's get right to work. I had a beautiful nap. Welcome back. Let's get to work. What's up, Faye? Welcome in.
Now, it used to be worth $48 million. Now they're trying to say it's worth $61 million. Your guess is as good as mine. It definitely looks like... What is this? This is the ugliest ass thing I ever saw. It's like true objectification. There's no head. There's no arms to do anything. There's no legs and feet to walk anywhere. It's just like reproductive. Anyway, it's beautiful. I will say it's given like, you know, that colonial, like Federalist, like White House kind of looking type of style.
Yeah, I like it.
All right, so that's the house we're talking about. It's all just 12 photos. Let's see if we can get into the street view. Interesting. All right, so this is what we're talking about. Oh, imagine all the Astroglide that's going out in those trash. Let me stop. I guess this is the driveway to go in. They blurred it out. Anyway, so that's the house they're talking about today. Right now, rather. I was wondering why on earth they would be asking this random assistant about how they found pew-pews, but it's because this is not the assistant.
Oh.
This is a federal agent testifying about the search of Diddy's property. Okay, 2 minutes ago, CNN.com said special agent who helped search Diddy's home is called to the stand. Meredith Foster is questioning him. This guy, Lamont, was part of the team that searched Diddy's LA home. We have a new update from Washington Post 7 minutes ago. And it's about that juror. But let's read it in case there's more information on it that we didn't already get. The judge pushed back strongly on Diddy's team's suggestion that the prosecutors were waging a thinly veiled effort to dismiss a black juror. The judge said there's nothing here to suggest any bias reason of any kind. He added that there was a facial inconsistency in the juror's answers to questions about where he lived, and it was absolutely fair and understandable that the government would raise that to the court. As the defense itself notes, this was an unusually diverse group of jurors that came in. We have a diverse jury, regardless of what happens with this current application.
Why is it unusually diverse? This is New York. New York is diverse. So why would the jury be unusually
Diddy is
diverse?
in court today wearing light pants and a brown sweater.
What's usually going on?
The judge, 42 minutes ago, wanted to settle that juror issue. U.S. District Judge Aaron Subramanian said he wants to settle the government's objections to one of the jurors, though there doesn't appear to be enough evidence yet to remove him.
Thanks for hanging out.
The judge revealed the issue could be about where the juror lives. The government earlier this week said the panelist should be removed over lack of candor. My preference would be to hear from this juror, and it's likely we'll hear a perfectly innocent explanation, the judge said, adding that he wants to resolve this issue quickly and put it to bed because he's tired of dealing with it.
Right.
But then 33 minutes ago, Agnifilo wanted to limit testimony about pew-pew. He said they're going to object to every question about pew-pews found during the raids. Agnifilo called the firearms a divisive issue. He would rather not have that in the minds of the jury. I'm not seeing how these pew-pews in a security room are relevant to any of the charges in this case.
It's a RICO case.
What?
The fuck?
Mark Agnifilo tries to play stupid sometimes, y'all. One of the racketeering charges is that he had those pew-pews in his house with the numbers sawed off.
Yeah.
Government calls its first witness 9 minutes ago. Homeland Security Investigations Special Agent Andre Lamont, presumably to discuss details of Diddy's arrest last year. Diddy wore light-colored pants and a brown long-sleeve sweater to court this morning.
I really don't care what that nigga wear, to be honest with you. That'll never cross my mind. What did Diddy wear today? I don't give a fuck.
Okay. What rooms were searched? All of them. The special agent said, it is a large property. I went through the objects that we seized, and then I entered them into our case management system. We moved to enter into evidence these exhibits, Your Honor. Agnifilo objects. Now
Objection.
They have a sidebar. Jesus Christ.
That's why I didn't hurry up and come today.
Where's the Can We Move On song?
They actually started court 2 hours ago. They just brought the jury in.
Agnifilo is irritating.
I took a shower,
irritating.
made dinner, took a nap and everything. They've been taking their time this morning. They be playing games with the people's money.
Actually, we have some really cool, very different updates from The Independent. I want to read these.
Let me know if the music is too
All right.
loud. It's just to keep it from being boring.
An hour ago, mystery rap, and they're on a sidebar right now, so we might as well do it. Mystery rapper takes center stage as Jane concludes marathon testimony and hugs attorneys. Diddy's ex-girlfriend Jane testified on Thursday after spending several days on the stand being cross-examined and describing her 3-year relationship with a music mogul. The day got off to a rocky start, with testimony delayed nearly 2 hours as prosecutors, Diddy's attorneys, and Jane's attorney had private conversations with the judge. After Jane took the stand, she described how she felt during her hotel nights with Diddy, which involved her having relations with men other than Diddy, while Diddy watched.
Why are they calling her his girlfriend?
Hold on.
She's a jump off. Thank you. Good. Thank you, Faye. Speaking of music, did you catch our last episode we did earlier
Jane
today?
testified she went on a trip to Las Vegas in 2024 with an unnamed rapper for a birthday celebration, and they flew on the rapper's private jet. Now, this is one of the things that people are saying it can't be Kanye because he don't have a private jet.
What month was this?
Again, we can't know who it is.
What month was this? I can tell you who it was if you don't tell me what month it was.
This isn't the same thing as like Jane Doe, who like there's a judge's order to protect her anonymity because she needs to be protected from things and stuff. This is just kind of like, okay, it's irrelevant. Like we don't need to be bringing in all these different names. It's different than
they trying to protect some people.
On Jane. In my opinion, that's what it seems like to me.
Oh, cool.
Jane testified she went on a
to
trip
check it out.
2024 to Vegas.
It was a good
on the rapper's private jet. Diddy allegedly was not aware of the trip because Jane and he were on a break. The rapper, the mystery rapper, was close with Diddy, Jane added. Antoine, an S worker who had done previous hotel nights with Jane and Diddy, was at that birthday dinner.
I gotta go check
the
on my
rapper's
salmon.
wife or girlfriend. Later, Antoine had relations with another woman while several people watched. Diddy went on to accuse Jane of attending another man's freak off, and Jane told prosecutors she wishes she could forget hotel nights. I felt like a garden tool. I'm not a trained actress, she said. After a 24-hour hotel night in Turks and Caicos, Jane texted an entertainer named Paul and told him Diddy didn't make her feel like a human being. When the questions finally concluded, Jane hugged the prosecutor, Maureen Comey, and then she hugged Teeny Garagos. And at first I was like, that is so awkward and weird. Like, that is strange. Why would she do that? But I really thought about it last night, and I think it was actually so smart. It was such a boss move if you really think about it. Because, like, on the one hand, it shows that she's able to, like, hug someone who really tried to, in my opinion, really tried to hurt her and humiliate her and break her. And it didn't work. And it's like, oh, I can hug you, girl. It ain't nothing to me. But also, I was watching Mims, and he said that whenever Jane walked over there to hug this prosecutor, when Jane walked over there to hug this lawyer, Teeny Garagos, that Teeny was like just sitting there, and she was like visibly, she did not want to be hugging Jane. And it was like,
Wow,
what? With
that's
that
crazy.
context, what a boss move. Because Jane had sat there for 3 days enduring questions like, could you have stood up and walked away? Could you have driven out the front door? Did you have to go back? Why didn't you say no? Why didn't you express your discomfort? Why didn't you, right? She's getting asked all these questions, and it's like, all right, Teeny, if you were so uncomfortable, clearly she was, and, didn't want to do this hug, why didn't you say no, Teeny? Why didn't you say, don't touch me? Why didn't you get up and run away?
Right.
Well, the answer is obvious, because that would have not been the appropriate
Thing to do
social
in the
response to
moment.
have. And it's like, social conditioning. If Teeny would have got up and ran away and created a big scene, it would have been weird. It was also weird that, Jane Doe hugged her. However, I think even if she didn't do that
Thank
on
you, Lisa.
purpose, it really demonstrates not only to Teeny, but also the jury. Anybody can be in a situation where something's happening to them that they don't necessarily want. And there are
Right.
reasons why, some valid, some not,
Sometimes silence
as
is
to why you don't
rewarded.
say anything. I don't know if that's what she was doing on purpose. I have no idea. But like with that context of knowing that like Teeny, the person who really tried to hurt Jane in the cross-examination, in my opinion, didn't get to her. Or maybe she did, but not enough to, make her not want to hug her or whatever. Okay. An hour ago, Diddy's lawyers were complaining about trial secrecy as a famous rapper goes unnamed. One of Diddy's lawyers protested the rising tide of secrecy. And I'm with Diddy's lawyers on at least this one thing, y'all. I got to tell you. There's a lot of secrecy going on.
Mm-hmm.
After both it's true. I mean, I gotta agree. I have got to agree with Mark Agnifilo. I'm unfortunately sorry. I just got to on this one issue. Yesterday, both Diddy and the public, so like the person on trial and the public, two people with the biggest rights in this case, is Diddy first and then the public second. That's who has the biggest rights in this case. Also, the witnesses have rights in the case. The victim witnesses have rights in the case is to confront their abuser and stuff. Well, Agnifilo's like, dude, listen, Your Honor, with all due respect, yesterday there was hours of meetings that my client, the person on trial, wasn't present for. So that's an issue. Also,
Hours.
there's a rising tide of secrecy going on for the public in this trial as well.
Right. A rising fucking tide.
Agnifilo complained to the judge after Diddy was left out of an hour-long meeting in a private room
They
outside
file
the
motions
court,
on post-it
where
notes
lawyers and the
shit.
judge discussed a hotel room event in January 2024. That meeting added a 2-hour delay to the start of the 6th and final day of Jane's testimony.
No, for real.
An hour ago, judge to weigh jurors' text.
There was a motion filed through a deputy, and the judge was like, "Oh yeah, I think I have that here on this post-it note." Since when do you file motions through post-it notes? And it's not on the docket.
2015. So that shows that Gina's been in the picture for at least 10
It's
years.
crazy, right?
The prosecution is expected to call, or they did call, a special agent as its next witness today, and then Diddy's former assistant, Jonathan Perez, then the government's first summary witness. That will come after the judge weighs whether to show the jury a text message discussing a violent clash between Diddy and Gina, another ex-girlfriend. The message in question dates from 2015 and was sent between Diddy and an Atlanta security guard, I think it's D-Rock, who reportedly advised the rapper that the incident in question would get him arrested, even if she
that was
begged police
ATL.
not to. Now, Gina isn't expected to testify at the trial. And this led one of Diddy's lawyers, Jason Driscoll, to accuse the prosecutors of trying to get 2 bites of the apple by bringing the matter up. After the court adjourned yesterday, the judge allowed the government to admit 49. Oh, they left Robin out. They left Robin out on the independent.com. I'm going to tweet them.
You know how they do.
I'm going to tweet them for a correction right freaking now.
How does her
Not on
name
my
keep?
watch.
How do the
Not on my
large news sources
Hey,
keep forgetting to mention Robin Greenwood? She's being mentioned in court, but they're not mentioning her name when they write their articles because Rupert Murdoch and Robert Greenwood and that other bitch that's keeping Britney Spears hostage, they all buddies. Ain't nobody stupid.
Robin. Show you what I'm writing.
Ain't nobody stupid.
Greenhill of TriStar Sports and Entertainment per in court reporting by Inner City Press. Play with me. Play with me.
They leave out what they want to leave out. For who? For them.
Where were we? After court adjourned yesterday, the judge allowed in by the government 49 pages. I can't wait to read this. Robin, TikTok,
Bitch.
TikTok. Diddy Demon's getting my throat chakra. This is so good. Okay. After court yesterday, after it was adjourned, but then they stayed around to talk about stuff, the judge allowed in, by the government to put it in, 49 pages of group text messages between Diddy, his chief of staff, Christina Karam,
I know my
the
music is
security
messy.
officer, D-Rock, and also Robin Greenhill. Independent left it out. Maybe they'll update it. But these are all text messages about Diddy asking for cash and approving transactions that correspond with hotel nights and substance payments. The judge already let it in. It's coming in. It came in already. It's in. These texts, what are they supposed to do? They're supposed to support the means and methods part of the racketeering charge. So does that mean all these people are co-conspirators? Diddy, KK, D-Rock, and Robin Greenhill? Is Robin Greenhill a co-conspirator?
It's about
Put a CC in the chat for co-conspirator if you believe Robin Greenhill at least deserves to be one. I mean, I don't know. Innocent until proven guilty, girl. Anyway, you know, Robin Greenhill actually hired the law firm I used to work at, the one that I had to quit because her and her boss, Lou Taylor, or her partner, I guess.
Lou Taylor, that's her name.
Tried to get me to stop making videos about them. And so instead of doing that, I just quit and gave up my law license. She still, I think, has that law firm hired because they had to hire the law firm to pretend like, you know, oh, we're clients now. Because otherwise, what standing would they have? And I'm like, oh, okay, well, if y'all care more about that than me, bye. You showed me what you thought. But I kind of have this like background, like conspiracy, like alternative universe theory that like me making such a big deal about that actually started an investigation 5 years ago into them. I hope so. But I don't have a lot of faith, truly. I've just gotten so used to seeing like the bad guys win over and over.
No, the bad guys
I
don't
don't have
win,
a lot of faith that the good guys are going to win in this open air prison. But these 49 pages of text came in and Robin's in them. These texts are meant to support the means and methods part of the racketeering charge and show some members of the conspiracy. Ooh, oh my god, members of the conspiracy. Where's Lou? Lou really put Robin's ass right out there. Robin was the one that was giving Britney her medicine every day, Britney said.
Yep.
We're looking at another 9 a.m. start time with the lawyers once more arriving 30 minutes early.
I call it a cabal.
38 minutes ago, Ja Rule on Diddy claiming, y'all can decide if you believe
Why
it or
y'all
not,
keep asking Ja Rule what he think about shit?
Diddy was capable of some of these things.
Why y'all keep asking what
Fellow
he think?
rapper Ja
Rule,
Rule,
what he think about shit?
a near exact contemporary of Diddy's, has been speaking to extras Billy Bush about the trial. This is what he had to say, quote, "It's all kind of shocking seeing it, you know, me knowing Diddy and what I know of Diddy, you know, I'm looking at some of this stuff like, wow, I didn't know he was capable of some of these things. I've never partied with that side of him. I've never seen that side.
Wait a minute.
I've never seen Diddy be violent. I don't know what.
Wait a minute.
That side of him.
Gene Deal said Ja Rule's cousin came to the studio and he wasn't supposed to let him in. and he was like, you don't want to go in that room. Ja Rule and P. Diddy was in a room together, and G Deal said Ja Rule's cousin bust past him and went in the room, and them niggas was naked in the room together. So how you gonna sit up and say you don't know that side of P. Diddy? You know that side of P. Diddy though, don't you? See him trying to distance himself, smelling like truffle butter.
From the transcript, it came out. Diddy's lawyer, Teeny Garrett, goes to the judge during a sidebar. So Teeny Garrett said, I would ask if you want to give the witness an opportunity to take a break if she needs it. I feel badly to have her continue crying throughout the afternoon. She's been crying a lot this afternoon. I would ask if you want to give the witness an opportunity to take a break if she needs it. I feel badly to have her continue crying throughout the afternoon. I'm really ahead of schedule, so I'm just bringing this to your attention, Your Honor. I know you can see it, but I also have to get through my examination. So I'm just bringing this up to make sure the witness is okay to proceed. The judge said, okay, well, the witness said she could proceed. I'm not sure that the reaction from the witness is going to be any different if we do this at a later time. Teeny's like,
still
okay.
Gonna cry. Shit. That's just how you keep the jury happy.
Okay. So where we left off on Inner City Press is a sidebar. And now they finally have come back. What was the sidebar about? Well, it was the last question. What are these other buildings? Sauna, recording studio. What rooms were searched? All of them. The special agent said, it's a large property. I went through the objects that we seized and then entered them into our case management system.
Did they take
the
pictures
prosecutor
of them,
said, we want to enter into evidence these exhibits. I don't know what they were, but Mark Agnifilo objected. He said, no.
Which house was this? I don't think this was the Miami
They come back
house.
from the sidebar, and the exhibits are admitted. What are these exhibits? These are the floor plans of 200 South Mapleton.
But not the photos of the evidence?
How do you know these are accurate?
Come
the
on,
prosecutor
somebody.
asked. And the special agent said, because I was there. And how many manila envelopes were there on the nightstand? Ooh.
Y'all remember they said they ain't take no
look at
photos
this.
of the raids, which is crazy to me. I think that's really, really crazy. How do you do a raid and not take pictures?
There was 6 manila envelopes on the nightstand. Now, if you will remember, Kim Porter had some mysterious stuff on her nightstand too, including a bottle of
We looked at
Ambien, off-brand Ambien, that wasn't prescribed to her.
Check out the live in the video if Kim Porter could talk.
And now I'm wondering who it was prescribed to for
You'll
real.
see
Was
that
it Frank
whole
Black? I don't
breakdown.
know. But at Diddy's California house, there were 6 manila envelopes on the nightstand. And what was written on these envelopes? The special agent said, the letter K. Okay, published the stipulation. Testing determined that it was K in the envelope. There was a K envelope that had a shamrock on it. This was K as in the horse tranquilizer that people take. You know, for reasons, I guess. Okay, next question. Special Agent Lamont, was there a safe in the closet? He said, yes, it was gray. It's right there in the photo. What was in the safe? Oh, I'm so glad we're starting to find out what was in the house.
I want to see
I've been
photos.
waiting since March last year.
Where are the
to know what was in his
photos?
house. It is June this year. What's
up,
in
Omega?
the safe?
Welcome in.
The closet?
Good morning to you.
A passport for Diddy. A plastic bag. It had some type of substances in it. Okay, I'm gonna enter into evidence or whatever. This stipulation, paragraph 1516.
Where are the photos?
Testing found that the brown pebbles were M to the D to the M to the also ending in A. I think that's Molly Ann. I don't really know. I've never done any of them on purpose that I know of. Who knows what somebody put in my drink one day or something, but I don't think I've ever done any of this stuff.
Nah, not on purpose.
All right, we have an update from CNN. Oh, yes. 11 minutes ago, CNN mentions Robin. Oh my God, I could cry. I get excited every time I see it. I feel like I'm dreaming. It feels like I switched into a parallel reality.
You have
where
to
somebody's
sometimes.
Gonna actually say Robin Greenhill. And
if you don't know how to switch into a parallel reality, then we need to talk.
11 minutes ago, jury
because you
hears
can.
Text messages between Diddy and staffer. They also hear text messages between Cassie and a security guard in front of the jury. But before the Homeland Security investigation special agent came in, Andre Lamont, he gotta be from Louisiana, or his parents are. I mean, what in the more, could you even have a more French sounding name? Andre Lamont. Anyway, before he came onto the stand, the prosecutors read aloud some text messages. According to this reading, Diddy texted his then chief of staff, Christina Karam, in November 2023, stating in part, quote, "Woo! This is the month that Cassie filed her lawsuit. Diddy was texting Robin, put a Robin in the chat.
Like not having the rent paid on time.
Up in the chat.
Can you make sure she paid for this month, please?"
Cassie filed her lawsuit. We get a text message from Diddy to KK, his chief of staff, saying in part the following, quote, "Make sure Robin is not doing anything dumb, like not having that rent paid on time. Can you make sure she paid for this month, please?"
He talking about Jane Doe's rent.
Previous testimony, Robin was Diddy's accountant.
Come on. This spider web is deep, baby.
Dated Diddy from 2021 to 2024. Testified in this case under a pseudonym and is identified as victim in the indictment. She said Robin handled the rent for her home.
Yep. $10,000 a month.
Now, the jury heard these text messages read out loud in court today. Diddy said, just to remind you, the month Cassie's lawsuit was filed, quote, make sure Robin ain't doing anything dumb, like not having that rent paid on time. Can you make sure she paid for this month, please? Love.
That's not how he talks.
Then KK responds, Robin said her rent was already paid. Another message chain was also read to the jurors today. Now, this message chain was between Cassie and D-Rock, one of Diddy's security guards.
This bathroom door is broken down.
Cassie said, my bathroom door is broken down. He's blaming me for going to someone else's house when I actually just pulled over to see if I was being followed, and I was. He has my key, so I'm leaving my house. I don't feel safe. I'm not effing with anyone else, and I'm leaving. She's messaging the security guard about
Which
this.
one?
Her and Diddy are in a fight back in 2017.
D-Rock.
D-Rock responded to Cassie, you know I can't take your keys from him. He's here, and you're there. I think that's the best thing for now. Just stay separated.
When you unpack that Robin Greenhill shit, you find out a whole bunch of shit. Whole bunch of shit.
Okay. The most recent thing that we read from Inner City Press was this tweet right here 5 minutes ago. Is there a safe in the closet? In this closet. I don't know what closet it is. It appears that they're probably going through evidence of the bedroom, personal bedroom, but I really don't know.
I think the safe was in the master bathroom.
In this closet. Yes, it's gray. The safe is gray. What was in the safe? A passport for Diddy, a plastic bag with substances in it. Okay. And I'm going to enter into evidence of stipulation that the testing found brown pebbles were M to the D, also M, and also A, which I think is Molly Ann. Next question. Okay, what's in this bag? The special agent said Johnson & Johnson baby oil, Astroglide, and some lingerie. Where
are the
else
photos?
Were Astro and baby oil found in this search?
A book.
The special agent said in the bathroom, in the garage. Okay, show the photos.
So there are photos.
A bookcase full of baby oil and a drawer full of Astroglide.
God damn.
Next photo, boxes marked Astroglide. 24 boxes.
For what?
24 boxes.
For what?
24 boxes
I mean,
of Astroglide.
there are couples
Not 24.
that take weeks to months to go through a bottle of Astroglide. What was this nigga doing?
Where were these boxes of Astroglide found? Special Agent Lamont. He said, the garage. Overall, how many bottles of baby oil did you find? You, personally, you find. He said 200. How many bottles of Astroglide were at the house?
900.
900.
What for? How slippery do you need to be, and how dry is that pussy that you need that much Astroglide?
900 bottles.
I swear to God, this man was
He was a
pimping and
doomsday
drug
prepper
dealing.
of Astroglide.
Allegedly.
Astroglide should sponsor him. That should be the only person left sponsoring him. Only
He was
business left
pimping
sponsoring.
and drug dealing.
Okay, so now we're going to start getting to where Mark Agnifilo is going to be objecting all day, every day. All right, to every one of these questions, I fear. So how many? So they said they found They said they found 1,000 bottles of baby oil. So if we add up the 200 from this house, that means they would have had to find 800 elsewhere. I don't think they actually did find 1,000 of baby oil. He said he found 200. I don't know how much was at the Miami residences, but he did say there were like large amounts. However, they found 900 bottles of personal lubricant.
What were these sample sizes? I mean, goddamn.
Okay, next question.
How slippery does your dick
Let's
need
turn
to
to
be?
the pew, plural, found at this residence. Now,
Objection.
remember, this is the 200 South Mapleton one. This is the one in California. Question, Special Agent. What are these? A Ruger, a Glock, some AR platform. Show the photo. What is this? Smith & Wesson on the chair. 3 30-round mags.
He had kids in the house. Thank you, Lisa.
Okay, we got another update from CNN. Substances positive for Kay and Molly Ann were taken from Diddy's LA home, according to evidence in court.
So this is the LA house. Okay.
With Homeland Security investigator
the Miami
Special
house where they didn't take
Agent
no
Andre
photos.
Lamont on the stand, the jury saw photos of items that authorities say were found in nightstands in the master bedroom of Diddy's home in LA. This is during the March 2024 raid or search. One of the nightstands contained 6 manila envelopes marked with a K. A white powder was in these bags, and it tested positive for K, according to a stipulation in court. Now, several cell phones were also found in the house. Several cell phones were found in the house.
He had several
The
girlfriends.
jury saw photos of items that were inside a safe in one of the master closets. Diddy's passport and a plastic bag with a brown substance in it were found inside the safe. Brown substance tested positive for Molly. I don't know if MDMA and Molly is the same, but I'm just calling it Molly Ann. So I
I feel like I think they are the same, aren't they? I don't know.
you know what?
I'm not a
Less than a
drug
minute ago,
addict. I'm not a
jury
crackhead.
sees
so I don't
photos
know.
of items recovered from Diddy's home. The special agent said Homeland Security investigations discovered about 200 bottles of baby oil and 900 bottles of personal lubricant from Diddy's residence. The jury saw a photo of at least 16 boxes full of lubricant bottles piled up in Diddy's garage. Girl, is it temperature stable out there? The
In
jury
LA,
also
yeah.
saw a photo of a bag of baby oil and lubricant next to a pack of lingerie discovered from a closet near the master bedroom.
Why would he have lingerie?
Ann Brannigan, Washington Post 1 minute ago. The prosecution has called its next witness, Homeland Security Special Agent Andre Lamont, who was involved in the federal raid on Diddy's home last year. The prosecution is methodically showing the jury some of the items found. 6 small manila envelopes with the letter K written on them. They all tested positive for K. 3 cell phones. 3 cell phones were recovered from this LA home. I think Robin's texts might be on one of them or more. We'll see. Stand by. Also, a plastic bag. Now, this is all stuff that the jury saw pictures of. A plastic bag that tested positive for Molly Ann. MD to the M to the also A is also EX. That's the same thing. So what's the difference between that and Molly?
Oh, I don't know.
Girl, I don't know.
I'm not
Anyway, a large cooler bag of baby oil and a closet full of baby oil, including, and also they saw a picture of at least 18 retail size boxes of the lubricant Astroglide. Le Mans estimated that
he had that shit on auto ship.
Estimated that the federal government seized 200 or so bottles of baby oil in total from that house, and 900 of the lubricant. 1 minute ago, NBC News said hundreds of bottles of lubricants found at Diddy's home in LA. They found 900 bottles of the Astro and 200 bottles of baby oil when they raided Diddy's home in LA last year. The lubricants were frequently used during hotel nights and freak-offs when Diddy directed women to have relations with other men as he watched. Witnesses have testified at this trial.
Now, I will tell you something that's interesting. When I was watching the testimony earlier of him getting into an altercation with Jane Doe, he was mad and said, "You went to another man's freak off." So apparently this is a thing that happens. It ain't just him that likes niggas nut on his nipples. He ain't the only one. It's other niggas that like that shit spread across their nipples too.
Statement. Prosecutors say he may have lied about his residence because his employer might have a requirement to live in New York. Diddy waved the juror issue with a hand gesture, prompting a chuckle from the judge.
Excuse me.
Oh, here is the courtroom they're in. It looks like it. Oh, good. Thank God. They must
That's what I imagined
yesterday. A look inside the courtroom. Cameras aren't allowed in Diddy's federal trial, but these photos of a similar Manhattan courtroom show you the layout inside a federal courtroom similar to the one where Diddy's trial is being held. So Diddy, I guess they're one behind the other. I don't know what side Diddy's lawyers would be. I think Diddy's back here. I don't know where Diddy would be sitting.
They're not side to side?
This is where the jurors are.
Mm-hmm. Thank you guys for hitting the like button. I really appreciate that. And subscribing to the channel.
Okay, now Lamont is on the stand. Okay, we read that. Day 23 begins. Lawyers discuss guns in Diddy's mansion. Both sides debated how to present the discovery of the pew-pews. Okay. That's interesting.
Oh, excuse me.
Let's go back to Inner City Press. Okay, so remember he's talking about the Rugers and all this stuff, and then
we're gonna cover the Anne Heche stuff
also
during the lunch break in a little bit, okay?
511 bag, what's that? Just a bag, and this more pew-pews, another pew-pew, and this a drum magazine, large capacity. This one was a 60 round, and one was gone. Look, this one was a 60 round, and it had 59 rounds in it. So did one get pew-pewed? I don't know. What does green tip ammunition do? The agent said green tip is designed to pierce body armor. Could you go look at the boxes of pew-pews in the cart next to you? And he does. He said the serial numbers where they existed matched up.
Where
so he's trying
existed.
to, in court, he's saying the same serial number, same serial number, same serial number. And he's like, some of them don't have serial numbers. Remember, they were scratched off. So this is like pretty serious stuff. You know, this is designed to pierce body armor. Very interesting.
Let me grab my ottoman. Hold on one second.
Lamont estimated the federal government seized 200 or so bottles of baby oil and 900 bottles of lubricant just from that house, just from that one. Oh, they updated it. Shout out to the Independent, y'all. They updated it. I got to give it to them. I tweeted them and they updated it. Ha! I don't know if they updated it because I tweeted it, but look, 7 minutes ago, the Independent. Jury hears texts between Diddy and staffer, Cassie and bodyguard. Before Lamont testified, prosecutors read a 2023 text from Diddy to his chief of staff, Christina Karam, also known as KK. Oh, they didn't update it because this isn't those 49. But that's okay. Now they're mentioning her. That's fine with me. KK is urging Diddy is urging KK to make sure his accountant, Robin, paid Jane's rent. Jane, a former girlfriend and alleged victim, previously testified that Diddy covered her LA rent. Robin said her rent was paid, KK replied. Prosecutors also read a January 2017 text message exchange between Cassie, then dating Diddy, and a security guard, D-Rock. My bathroom door is broken down. He's blaming me for going to someone else's house when all I did was pull over to see if I was being followed, and I was. He has my key, so I'm leaving. I don't feel safe, and I'm not effing with anybody else. Cassie later texted D-Rock about 3 broken doors. But then D-Rock said back, you know I can't take your keys from him. He's here and you're there. I think that's the best thing for now.
Excuse my yawning. It is
Shout out to
11:47 p.m.
here in
here in South Korea.
Thanks so much, DeLeon Grant, becoming a member. Shout out to you. Shout out to Michelle, becoming a member. Thanks so much to Megan for the $1 Australian super chat. No mention of Meek Mill. Trap Lord Ross just did a deep dive video. I think that man might be a federal agent or something. I don't trust that Trap Lord Ross. I don't. Y'all can do what y'all want. I don't trust him far as I could throw him. I can't throw him far. Thanks for that $4.99 though. Maybe I'll check that out. But no mention of Meek Mill. No mention of Meek Mill.
Not yet.
Thanks for the $4.99. Thank you, Michelle, for the $5 super chat. Can I be your Virginia cousin? Became a member today. Yes. Shout out to the Virginia cousins in the chat. Thanks for the $5 super chat. Hold on one second.
This nigga had bullets that cut through body armor. What was he planning to get into? Some Waco shit? If y'all see me disappear, it's because this fan in front of me, the light turns green, and because I'm using a green screen, it filters me out and shows the green screen image.
Okay, sorry y'all. Some certain people, whenever they call, you gotta answer, right? Okay. Speaking of books, could you do a few along to Kim's book? I may do that. I've thought about it before. The issue is I was gonna do it, and then everybody started saying that book was fake.
It is fake.
So I'm like, do I really want to do it? Not necessarily that I think it would be like a waste of time, although kind of maybe it would if it's not real. But like, so many people have come out who's like her kids. I'll be sure. Like everyone's saying it's fake.
When
so
I'll be sure said
I've thought
fake,
about it before, but I just have so much other stuff that definitely have to get into.
And plenty
First,
of
I have like Whitney Houston's autopsy report just sitting here. I have Aaron Carter's autopsy report that I've had for a couple months. Like I need to do some other stuff too. But yeah, I would be open to it eventually one day or something. Thank you for that £4.99 super chat. Actually, yes, River Mama. Thank you for that $5 super chat. I love the Diddy Kazakhstan video. Did you come across the Nazarbayeva family that Diddy allegedly met while he was? Yes, I did come across that family. and they're mentioned quite a bit. Very interesting.
Check out that video.
And I think it's interesting too that Nazar is one of the names that I think Linda Omar's like brother changed his name to or something. But that's a story for another day. Thanks so much for that $5.
Apparently, Diddy tried to adopt this little boy while he was in Kazakhstan at the same time that Kid Cudi's car was on fire. And Diddy told Cassie, I'm going to blow up his car and you and I are both going to be out of town. And it just so happened to be that way.
Have a serial number. The agent said one did not. This one. And he holds up a pew pew. How are the serial numbers on this pew pew eliminated, special agent? He said they were sanded off with a machine. It's smooth. It's not like it was done with a screwdriver.
It ain't no telling how many bodies are attached to that vehicle. I mean that gun. It ain't no telling how many bodies.
Okay.
Diddy got some.
So that was the end of the
while he watched all them TD Jakes videos.
The direct examination. Now the cross examination. Here come Agnifilo. Cross examination. Agnifilo. You're aware that Mr. Combs has security, right? The special agent's like, yeah.
Duh.
And every pew pew and piece of ammo was recovered from the security office, right? Yeah. And there was no pew pews in his kid's bedroom, was there? None.
How come the ATF wasn't reached out to? How come they're not part of this case? Or the DEA? These are their wheelhouses. So
now Agnifilo is trying to say, I thought one of these pew pews was found in his closet. Maybe that was in his Miami home. Yeah, remember that one guy held up the pew pews? Look, here's the picture of the raid. Homeland Security Investigations agents were seen outside of the home in LA on March 25th, 2024.
That was the day I came to Korea, March 5th, 2024. No, 2025, sorry. Thank you, Lisa. Lisa says subscribe to the channel. Obey her. It's good for your karma.
Okay, so maybe this is the why they say over 1,000 bottles, but I think it's just total. I think it's like total across all the things. Like it was 1,000 bottles. I don't really know. Was it 1,000 bottles of baby oil or was it 1,000 bottles of
baby oil and Astro?
I don't really know. But again, law enforcement seized 200 bottles of baby oil, which is still a lot.
I mean,
a lot.
Damn.
And 900 bottles of Astro.
I mean, there's hospitals and gynecologist offices that don't have that quantity of lubricant.
Okay, let's go to Washington. Oh, we just did that one.
There's NICUs that don't have that much baby oil.
You're aware that Diddy has private security, right? Thank you, Iris, becoming a member. Shout out to you. Thank you, Brittany, for the $4.99 super chat. You are not throwing away your shot. Which Hamilton shirt is it? I want the one that says Rise Up. When I went to Hamilton, I was trying to be more minimalist and not just buy stuff all the time. And I still be thinking about that shirt with his hand and he's saying Rise Up. I love that one. Living on your knees, you rise up. Thanks so much for that. A $4.99. I love Hamilton. By far, hands down, definitely my favorite Broadway thing. Hamilstan. Thanks so much to K Money for the $4.99 super sticker. Shout out to you. Thank you, Chill Murray, for the $4.99. Not sure if it was mentioned. But did anyone know Ye and Bianca were denied entry? No one actually does know this. Thank you for the $4.99.
That was mentioned. This is a rumor. By Armand Wiggins. Been
confirmed, but we did discuss that it's a rumor. Thanks so much for that $4.99. Thank you, Baby Mine, becoming a member. Shout out to you. Thanks so much for the £2 super chat to Tom Stansfield. Oh, Damien is D-Rock. Thank you so much, AJ, for that $1.99 and for letting me know. Damien is D-Rock. Thank you. Shout out to Rachel becoming a member. Shout out to you. Thank you so much for that. JRM, we all feel like you're a coworker all day. That's funny. Thank you so much for the $1.99. Yeah, I kind of am. We all working at the same time. We are working simultaneously. Is that co? Know what that means? Thanks so much, Lilith. Shout out to you. Today is payday. You deserve all the flowers for keeping us so well informed. Thank you so much for that 10-pound super chat. Thank you, Mark Girl, for Lisa, for the $2 super chat. No, thank you for the $4.99. Robin Greenhill is so gross. I'm happy she's getting her name dragged into this trial. I'm just waiting for Lou to come up too. Justice for Brittany. Shout out. Shout out. Matt Rosengart better put himself to use. He better be here. Put himself to use working with these feds. Thanks so much for the $4.99. Thank you, Sarah Johnson, for that $20 super chat. Doomsday Prepper of Astro. I can't. Thanks for your amazing coverage. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you so much for that $20 super chat. And thank you, New Life Plan, for the $9.99. In my opinion, we need all grounds. So chats about flour. Diddy and Tarek tried to buy so much of Cresco Labs and dispensary. It was a record-sized deal for minorities. Deal was shut down. Why? Good question, New Life Plan. I don't know where you find the time, girl. You know everything. Thanks so much for the $9.99. Yeah, actually, Rochelle, I made a whole video about Bling. A couple videos about Bling, the book. I tried to request her autopsy report, and they had just changed the law in Florida to where I couldn't get it. It was very, very interesting. Suspicious and shady, if you ask me. Unconstitutional, if you ask me, even. Okay, so where we left off here, it was Mark Agnifilo was questioning this special agent. Now, the special agent, Mark Agnifilo did not want this man to be able to even ask any questions at all whatsoever about these pew-pews. But then the judge is going to let it be asked. So now, Mark Agnifilo gets to give, his cross-examination here. And he's like, so all these pew-pews, every single pew-pew and every single piece of ammunition was recovered from that security office, right? Right. There was no pew-pews in any kids' bedrooms, right? The officer, the agent said, no, none. And was the security office door important? Oh, sorry. This is important. I was reading ahead. Was the security office door locked? Mark Agnifilo asks. And the agent said, no, not when I got there. But before, isn't it important? Did it have a lock? He said, well, it had a knob. It had a doorknob. I don't know if it had a lock or not, Mark. But you have no reason to think the safe was open before you got there, right? We have two new updates from CNN. Agents found multiple pew-pew and ammo designed to penetrate body armor at Diddy's house. The jury saw photos of 6 pew-pews. They saw magazines, ammo found in a security room in the home. The special agent testified that when he arrived, agents responsible for securing the home, making sure it was safe for everybody to do the searches, they had already laid out the firearms and removed their magazines in accordance with the standard procedures. The officer,
they didn't call the
agent,
ATF.
He said the security room had a pew-pew safe, and agents also found 2 locks and a bag. 3 of the pew-pews were this. 1 was a smaller one like this, and 1 was like this, according to the agent. He testified that the serial number on one of the rifles appeared to have been scratched and sanded off. They also seized a drum magazine compatible with rifles.
Damn.
Lamont testified that these typically hold a larger amount of pew-pew ammunition. This drum magazine would hold 60, and 59 were actually in there, so 1 was not in there. He said that the green tip means penetrating body armor. Now, I do just want to make a disclaimer. This is not in any way a glorification or a making light of this. This is a very important trial. This is an issue of public concern. It's being called the trial of the century. These are live public accountings from inside of the court from reputable sources. This one right here is CNN.com. So I am just trying to provide opinion and commentary on issues of public concern. It's a very public trial.
Ditto.
So, just want to make that disclaimer.
Ditto.
2 minutes ago.
Ditto.
Pew-pew found only in Diddy's security room. The special agent confirms. Defense attorney Mark Agnifilo is now cross-examining Special Agent Andre Lamont. who has been testifying about his participation in Homeland Security investigations March 2024 search of Diddy's home. When asked, Lamont confirmed he's aware that a security team protects Diddy's residence and there is a designated security room where all the firearms were recovered. No guns or pew-pew were found anywhere else in the home other than just that one security office. Okay, but what about the stuff that was sawed off? I mean, that's still an issue.
But the ATF wasn't called in.
NBCnews.com 8 minutes ago. Large number of pew-pew found at Diddy's home. He kept an arsenal of firearms and pew-pew designed to pierce armor, according to the federal agent who led the raid. He led the raid. Now, this is NBC saying it. Take it with a grain of salt. Long runs, ARs, Smith, Wessons, Rugers, Glocks, all of these were among the firearms discovered at Diddy's Mapleton Drive home. Agents also found 59 rounds of green tip pew-pew, which is manufactured to penetrate body armor. So where's that other one? They just took it out? I mean, can you take it out? Somebody who knows about these things at a granular level, let me know. If it's 60 round drum, can you just take one out or do you have to fire it? Somebody tell me.
That's a good question.
This right here. Somebody who knows, or somebody who's got a husband who does this or something, wife, whatever. Can a round of green, this is the question. Timestamp question right here. Can one single round of green tip ammunition from a 60 round drum magazine be manually removed, or does it have to be fired? Somebody tell me. He said that green tip is designed to pierce body armor. Now, very importantly, y'all, Mark Agnifilo maintains that these are legal. These are registered. They were legal. I don't know how they possibly could be if one of the numbers was sawed off. Right. But, who knows? I'm just letting you know that, Diddy maintains that these were all allowed. This isn't like, oh, you found that there and Diddy's busted. Just wanted to, put it out there. So, you have no reason to think the safe was open. So, Inner City Press put Assistant U.S. Attorney here, but I think he meant Agnifilo. The last question was, you have no reason to believe that the safe was just wide ass open. Just like, you don't think that, right? Before you got there, it was open. It was probably opened by y'all. The agent said, yeah, I mean, we brought a locksmith, but I did not see him touch that safe. He said, this was a pew-pew safe, like a safe designed to keep pew-pews stored in it. So like Mark Agnifilo starts to try by saying like, okay, so we're in Manhattan, we don't know a lot about pew-pews because we're not really allowed to have them over here. Oh, sorry. Withdrawn. This safe, the safe you found, it was designed to hold pew-pews and ammunition and weapons, right? I mean, we've all seen these things, pew-pew safe. The agent said, yes, it was designed for that. So why y'all don't have a photo of yourself opening up the safe?
Exactly.
And remember, this guy did not do the sweep. He just came in and did the inventory. Okay. Just now, we have another update. Anne Brannigan, Washington Post. Prosecutors showed photos of 6 pew-pews, including 2 Smith, Wesson, Mossberg. I'm not saying the full things out, y'all. I'm trying not to get, in trouble or whatever, but this is all the stuff they found, allegedly, according to this agent. They were all recovered by federal agents in a March 2024 raid on Diddy's mansion. Now, when are we going to get to the tapes? I want to know what they found with the tapes. Okay, where's the security system? Where's the tapes? That's what we're asking about. Pew-pews are important, but if they're legal and they're in a safe, I don't care. You're not going to get me to care. If they're in a safe behind a locked door in a locked safe and they're being stored properly, I mean, we have the Second Amendment. I know some of y'all don't like it, but I don't care. I don't care. Now, if they were all out in the closet and the kid's bedroom and all of that stuff, I would care because you got to responsibly store stuff. But There is one here. Look, they all recovered by federal agents in the raid in March 2024 in LA. But one of these had the serial number sanded off or scratched off.
Mm-hmm.
Agents also found other projectiles, including high-capacity drum magazine with 59 green tip rounds. He said the bullets are notable because they are manufactured to penetrate body armor better than normal ammunition. Has anybody answered about the one could have been in the chamber? Jules said, okay. Tyrone said, yeah, it could just be took out. So maybe they just took it out just to look at it or something. Okay, thank you, Tyrone. Okay, thank you. I don't know if it's legal. That's what I'm saying, Dazzler. They're saying they're all legal or whatever, but what about that one that they took the serial number off of in California? I mean, this ain't Louisiana. This ain't even Pennsylvania. We talking about California. I mean, I think you got to have the serial number still intact for it to be legal, but I don't know. Thank you, Southern gentleman. You are obviously not a Southern gentleman because you're calling people femme a monster.
I feel like I'm jumping in and jumping out. I am going to cut this off in just a few minutes because my eyes are watering and I'm sleepy. It is 12:06 a.m. here in South Korea. And as far as I can tell, this testimony is extremely boring. So I'll be cutting this off in just a minute. We'll have to catch up with the Anne Heche stuff in our next live. I might go live tomorrow, Saturday, and cover it as its own episode. I think we'll probably do that. So I'll be cutting this off in a minute, just so you know. Because I'm sleepy. Shit.
Okay. All right. Okay, JRM. All right. Okay. All right. Y'all are schooling me. Thank you for the $4.99. He said, or she, or they. Biggie Small song, Give Me the Loot. 1 in the chamber, 32 in the clip. So that means 1 is ready to go and the rest is in the clip. Okay. I don't know, but the high capacity drums work the same way as a clip. Shalindell said, yeah, if they're locked up, who cares? Plus, they do have to prove it was Diddy's, and he has a strong alibi that it wasn't his. Dark HL said you need the serial number for it to be legal, no matter where you live on planet Earth. That's a planet law. Thank you so much for that. Snowfire said if manual load, it wasn't loaded to begin with. If not, the missing one was in the chamber. All right. Okay. Or they found a target. That's what I'm wondering, Snowfire. Thanks for the $5 super chat.
Did that one have a serial number?
Yeah, I enjoy being a femme monster. And it's so funny too because like that's just not the vibe over here. Like I'm very fair to men. I love men. I think men need to start getting back to being men again. You know, I say it. I ain't no problem with men over here. Not a single problem. Toxic men, of course, but I got problems with toxic women. I got problems with toxic they thems too. Okay. So it's just not even the vibe over here at all. Like, but this is the femme monster channel. Please.
Some men are just intimidated by women who are intelligent and outspoken, and then they label us as all this bullshit because they have
somebody
small
said yesterday,
penises.
oh, now the haters are having to pay to get her to read the comments. Thank God. I should have always been being paid for that. Okay.
I'm gonna give us until 12:10, then I'm gonna sign us out. We might taste
just
the
to
biscuit.
remind you,
we tasted it once today. It was good.
The agent said, I mean, we did have a locksmith there, but I didn't see him touch that safe. So I don't know if the safe was open or closed. But it was, you know, it was designed to hold those items. Just waiting for another update here.
That's why it's kind of boring. There aren't very many updates. They sidebarring every 2 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing over there. Milla's ex. Thank you for that $9.99 super chat.
So I'm going to encourage you guys to go on over to That Surprise Witness. Let her know that Della sent you. Let her know you're part of the Breakdown crew. I'm going to go watch this from bed because it is kind of boring. I have my feet up on the ottoman right now. My eyes are watering. I'm sleepy. We did a whole 6-hour live earlier today on Wheezy's new trash ass album. Okay. And then I took a 3-hour nap, made some dinner, took a shower, and came right back in the studio. So I'm going to go ahead and cut us off of this for me. Okay. So for now, that's all I got. Oh, yeah, and I had to teach Fergie how to sing today, too. I ain't got no more. I'll holler, y'all. I will see you this weekend. We'll go ahead and go over that Anne Heche stuff. Most likely tomorrow. It'll probably be about midnight, Friday night, your time. See you tomorrow, y'all. Have a good day. Make it a good one.